What's good, Rickon here, and in the last video I talked about why I don't believe you should study abroad. Now, before you guys rail on me, I had a lot of caveats to it. Essentially, I was trying to say that yes, schools and other people will tell you that studying abroad is one of the best things you can do, and I don't think every single person needs to study abroad. Just like I don't believe every single person needs to go out and go to college. Studying abroad is great if you've never traveled on your own before, or you want to experience something with a group of people, but there's a lot of alternatives, and one of the things I talked about was this idea of opportunity cost. Opportunity cost is this idea that when you do something, the cost of doing it is not just what you paid to do it, but also what you're giving up. And it's a cool term I kind of steal from economics all the time. So one example of that is, let's say you go to watch a movie. When you go to watch a movie, yes, you may have paid $10 for that movie ticket, but you also have the opportunity cost, which is whatever you could have been doing in the meantime. So let's say the alternative to watching that movie was you could have worked for 3 hours at $10 an hour. So not only did it cost you the $10 you spent to see that movie, but it also cost you the $30 you could have been working. Now, I'm not saying everyone should be working all the time, but it's just a cool way of thinking about things. So when you're thinking about studying abroad, not only are you paying money to go study abroad, but it's also all these other things you could be doing. A lot of people study abroad during the semester or during the summer, and that's really what I'm targeting, is people who are giving up something else to study abroad. And again, I'm all about adventure and going on travels, so let's go ahead and just dive in to 3 alternatives that you can have to studying abroad. First and foremost, I always talk about this interning. Interning is a really valuable experience that you can't justify a lot of other times. It's difficult to turn down a job opportunity to work for an internship. It's difficult to intern during the school year, though you can definitely do it. So, summers or a semester that you could have spent interning is a great time to go ahead and intern. Instead of studying abroad, go ahead and take those few months and intern and build up that experience, especially if you're a freshman or a sophomore that doesn't necessarily have great intern opportunities. This is a good time to go ahead and get your unpaid or kind of entry-level internship out of the way instead of studying abroad. This is a great way of building up that experience pretty early on in your college and professional career. The second thing I like to talk about is starting a business. Now, if you know me, I believe that starting a business and backpacking are the solution to everything in life, and then that kind of is kind of a philosophy there. And a lot of people say they can't start a business simply because they don't have time during the school year. So if you're going to go and spend time studying abroad, how about instead you can go ahead and spend that summer, go ahead and start a business, or spend that semester and try and start a business. This whole thing about not studying abroad is not saying you should stay home and sit on your ass. It's really a way of going ahead and trying all these other things out. So if you want to start a business, 3 months during the summer is a great opportunity to do so. The last thing, and I'm not an academic by any means, but I would highly recommend maybe getting ahead on your classes. So instead of studying abroad, it's not as much fun, but maybe take that summer and knock out a few of those classes when you have time to focus on them. And then if you maybe graduate a semester early, you can spend those 6 months studying abroad then. I think a lot of people don't realize that when you go ahead and study abroad, that's 6 months that you could be working. You could be making money if you're going to graduate early. That's 6 months that you could spend traveling. I think there's a lot of opportunity to travel on your own, and people don't realize that. I'm a big fan of just taking a road trip across the country. And these are all these things you can do when you're not studying abroad. So don't feel like you're left out just because you're not studying abroad. Don't feel like you're behind. Some of the options are fun, like going on a road trip or starting a business. And some of the options are more practical, like interning or taking a few more classes. Remember, studying abroad is fine for those who do it, but it's also not something that every single person needs to do. And there's some great alternatives. If you can't study abroad, definitely consider going ahead and interning, consider starting a business, consider getting ahead on school. As always, I hope you guys learned something. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed that video, please go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe. That encourages me to put out more content and tells me what kind of content you actually enjoy. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. And if not, I'll see you guys in the next one.